Hello everyone. I'm Ted. And today we will start Chapter 6. Selection. And in this chapter we will be discussing Introduction, Selective process, positive or negative, Steps in the selection process, Selection testing, Selection interview. Let's start. Introduction. Human Resource Planning, HRP, identifies employment needs, job analysis determines the qualifications required, and recruiting provides a pool of applicants for selection. Selection is the process of picking individuals possessing relevant qualifications, requisite knowledge, and required experience. The most suitable candidate is chosen from the applicants based on certain criteria. Selection, it should noted here, is much more than just choosing the best candidate. It is an attempt to strike a fine balance between what the applicant can and wants to do and what the organization actually requires. Moving next. Selection process, negative or positive. Choosing the right candidate is not a matter of chance. It is the product of choice. To separate the mediocre from the bright, the candidates need to be put through several obstacles in a fair but rigorous manner. The standards of excellence must be defined well in advance, and only those meeting the criteria should be allowed to go to the next stage. The filtering process must be done with utmost care and caution to see that the invitees do not feel uncomfortable or develop a feeling of being taken for a ride. The series of hurdles chosen to eliminate the unwanted hands should not rub people on the wrong side. Ultimately, there is nothing negative about the selection process, since the outcome is always positive, both for the recruiter and the recruitee. Moving next. Steps in the selection process. Reception. A company is known by the people it employs. In order to attract people with talent, skills, and experience, a company has to create a favorable impression on the applicant right from the stage of reception. Whoever meets the applicant initially should be tactful, friendly, and courteous. Employment possibilities must be presented honestly and clearly. If no jobs are available at that point of time, the applicant may be asked to contact the HR department after a suitable period of time. Screening interview. A preliminary interview is generally planned by large organizations to cut the costs of selection by allowing only eligible candidates to go through the further stages in selection. A junior executive from the HR department may elicit responses from applicants on important items determining the suitability of an applicant for a job, such as age, education, experience, pay expectations, aptitude, and location choice. This courtesy interview, as it is often called, helps the department screen out obvious misfits. If the department finds the candidate suitable, he or she is given a prescribed application form to fill and submit. Application blank. Application blank or form is one of the most common methods used to collect information on various aspects of the applicant's academic, social, demographic, work-related background, and references. It brief history sheet of an employee's background, usually containing personal data, address, sex, identification marks, marital status, single or married children, dependents, physical data, height, weight, health condition, educational data, levels of formal education, marks, distinctions, employment record, past experience, promotions, nature of duties, reasons for leaving previous jobs, salary drawn, etc. Extracurricular activities, sports/games, NSS, NCC, prizes won, leisure time activities. References, names of 2 or more people who certify the suitability of an applicant to the advertised position. Employment, selection tests. A test is a sample of an aspect of an individual's behavior. It is a systematic procedure for sampling human behavior. Most large-scale organizations routinely use employment tests while trying to match candidates' profiles with the requirements of vacant positions. Tests measure individual differences in a scientific manner and enable the recruiter to pick up qualified applicants in an unbiased manner. Some of the commonly used employment tests are employment/selection tests, intelligence tests. These are mental ability tests. The basic objective of intelligence tests is to select employees who are alert and quick at learning things so that they can be offered adequate training to improve their skills for the benefit of the organization. Intelligence tests measure not a single trait, but rather several abilities such as memory, vocabulary, verbal fluency, numerical ability, and perception. Aptitude tests. Aptitude tests measure an individual's potential to learn certain skills, clerical, mechanical, mathematical, etc. These tests indicate whether or not an individual has the ability to learn a given job quickly and efficiently. In order to recruit efficient office staff, aptitude tests are necessary. Clerical tests, for example, may measure the candidate's ability to take notes, perceive things correctly and quickly locate things, ensure proper movement of files, etc. Aptitude tests, unfortunately, do not measure on-the-job motivation. That is why the aptitude test is administered in combination with other tests like intelligence and personality tests. Personality tests. Personality is a unique mix of individual characteristics that can affect how people actually contribute in a workplace. Many organizations use personality tests that measure the degree to which the candidate's attributes, such as careful, hardworking, tolerant, trusting, outgoing, venturesome, emotionally stable, open to ideas, creative, match specific job criteria. Achievement tests. These are designed to measure what the applicant can do on the job currently, i.e., whether the testee actually knows what he or she claims to know. A typing test shows typing proficiency, while a shorthand test measures the testee's ability to take dictation and transcribe. Such proficiency tests are also known as work sampling tests. Work sampling is a selection test wherein the job applicant's ability to do a small portion of the job is tested. Simulation tests. Simulation exercise is a test which duplicates many of the activities and problems an employee faces while at work. Such exercises are commonly used for hiring managers at various levels in an organization. To assess the potential of a candidate for managerial positions, assessment centers are commonly used. Graphology tests. Graphology involves a trained evaluator to examine the lines, loops, hooks, strokes, curves and flourishes in a person's handwriting to assess the person's personality and emotional makeup. The recruiting company may, for example, ask applicants to complete application forms and write about why they want a job. These samples may be finally sent to a graphologist for analysis and the results may be put to use while selecting a person. The use of graphology, however, is dependent on the training and expertise of the person doing the analysis. In actual practice, questions of validity and just plain skepticism have limited its use. Polygraph, lie detector, tests. The polygraph records physical changes in the body as the test subject answers a series of questions. It records fluctuations in respiration, blood pressure, and perspiration on a moving roll of graph paper. The polygraph operator forms a judgment as to whether the subject's response was truthful or deceptive by examining the biological movements recorded on the paper. Polygraphs, despite strong resistance by many applicants, are increasingly being used by companies which have problems with inventory and security of funds. Government agencies have begun to use the polygraph, especially for filling security, police, fire, and health positions. Critics, however, question the appropriateness of polygraphs in establishing the truth about an applicant's behavior. Integrity tests. These are designed to measure the employee's honesty to predict those who are more likely to steal from an employer or otherwise act in a manner unacceptable to the organization. The applicants who take these tests are expected to answer several yes or no type questions, such as: have you ever told a lie? Do you report to your boss if you know of another employee stealing from the store? Do you carry office stationery back home for personal use? Do you mark attendance for your colleagues also? That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This video is brought to you by Bookstune. Like this video to encourage us. Share this video to spread the knowledge. And subscribe to this channel for latest update.